Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your Keystone Bullet Premier 26 RV travel trailer. You guys have picked a beautiful unit. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's first talk about parking your camper. Some things I want you to take into consideration. First, how far your awning is going to go out, and your slide. And then over on your off-camp side, you do have your big slide. Your water hookup will be toward the front of the unit, your off-camp side or your driver's side. And your power is at the rear or off-camp side, driver's side. So park accordingly so your awnings can open, your slides can open. You can utilize the electricity and water facilities and park accordingly. Next thing we're going to do is level our unit. On the front of the unit, you do have a power tongue jack with a docking light should you arrive at night. Simply retract to lower, extend to raise. Now you can put a level inside your entry door. Your entry door is about the middle of the unit. It's not a bad idea. Or you can get little stick-on levels. And I would stick one on about right here, right next to your doorway, about the middle of your unit. You'll be able to tell when your unit's level. Now, should you not have power and you need to level your unit, you do have this hand crank and this little rubber stopper that removes to hand crank up and down your unit. Speaking of power, when you arrive, you might want to check your terminals. Remember, you are bouncing down the road. You want to make sure that everything is still taut in there. Once we've got our unit level, the next thing we're going to do is stabilize our unit. Now, your unit does come with power stabilizing jacks. Over to the right, or your off-camp side, inside your docking station, are your controls for your power stabilizing jacks. One thing I do want to mention about these before showing how to bring them down is I recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing unit from dirt, debris, hot tar, or asphalt. Recommend picking up some of those from our store. Remember, anything I mentioned additional here, you do have a 10% off coupon in our store. So I recommend putting some jack pads. They've already extended, so I'm going to retract them for a moment. So them are at the back. So your bottom ones are going to be your back, and you'll be able to tell when they're taut. I'm going to retract these a little bit just to show you how far to bring them down. When I say we'll bring them down, and our cement is our jack pad. As soon as you feel the unit start to move, you're down far enough. You want to check both ends and make sure you're still level. Once we've got our unit level, got our unit stable, next thing we're going to do is hook up our water and electricity. We'll go ahead and do our water here while we're in our docking station. First and foremost, at the end of your hose, you're going to hook up a water pressure regulator. It's going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines inside your unit. Most units are set for 60 psi max, and you don't know what the campsites have their water pressure set at. So always use a water pressure regulator when putting fluid into your unit. Water pressure regulator, hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. We're going to find your hot water heater. Over here on your campsite, to the right of your outdoor kitchen is your hot water heater. First thing you want to do is put in your drain plug. You may have left this out from last time you were camping. You want to make sure this drain plug is in. So put your drain plug in. Once that drain plug's in, you can go ahead and turn on your city water hose. After the hose has been on for a little while, you're going to come up here. You're going to pull on this pressure release valve. It's going to let air out, and then it's going to let water out. Once water comes pouring out regularly, you know you've got enough water in there to start up your hot water heater. Now, should you be camping and you don't have a city water, you use a water potable water. So back over here in your docking station, to the right of your city water connect is your freshwater connect. Again, fill up this freshwater tank, go over and burp your hot water heater, make sure all the air is out of the lines, and then again you can turn on your hot water heater. Now remember, when using your freshwater connect or your potable water, you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water, it's unnecessary. Got our water hooked up, our electricity hooked up, we're level, we're stable. I'm going to walk you around the unit and show you a few other things. Also here in your docking station is a battery disconnect. That'll come in handy later when I talk about your carbon monoxide detector. Again, your power stabilizing jack controls, your cable and satellite hookup. Fresh and city water. To the right there is a black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our tanks. Huge pass-through storage. One thing I will mention on your slides here, you do have these wipers. You want them to stay flexible. So they do have a wiper fluid that you can put on these to keep them from dry rotting. Pick that up in our store as well. We're on to the back off camp side of the unit. This is a furnace heat release. Steer clear of that, it can get rather warm. And again, your power hookup. And here's our gray and black tank pulls, which we'll talk about when emptying our tanks. Your rear power stabilizing jacks, bumper, spare tire with a cover. Here's your outdoor shower, great for just rinsing off. Your unit does come pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera should you decide to purchase those from our store. Electronic device sets on the dash of your tow vehicle and communicates with that to give you a backup camera. Coming around to your campsite here, your fridge will plug in back here. Your grill, pull it out, and at the back of your grill is this quick connect LP right over here on the back of the unit. Throw that away. This is a hand light, so you would turn this up to light and then hand light it with a lighter. Your sink, hot water heater. Now above your hot water heater, this unit is pre-prepped with a backing mount should you want to put a mount out here for a television. If you do, here's your 110 and cable and satellite hookups for that. Coming around on your campsite slide, these two black panels are access to the back of your fridge. You also have your outdoor speakers. Your solid steps, I'll show you how to store those away. And more pass-through storage. Coming around to the front of your unit, I do want to mention on your propane that you do have a regulator. Simply point this toward the tank that you wish to be using. It covers everything on the outside. I do want to also mention, when bringing your awning out, you only want to bring it out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees. That's when you know you're out far enough. Alright, coming inside your unit. Nice solid steps. Not flimsy at all. Come right in and immediately you're at your control panel. So these are your controls for your slide. One for each side. Here's your porch lights and ceiling lights. Here's where you turn on your hot water heater if you're hooked up to gas. Turn it on here if you're hooked up to electricity. And there's the water pump to turn on if you're using potable water. Here's your awning extend. Then up here is where you check your levels. Battery brand new. All your tanks empty. It covers everything on your control panel. To the left of your door, make sure that everyone in your unit knows that the fire extinguisher is by your entry door. It'll always be by your entry door. You know where it's at for safety reasons. Come around here to your stove. You have a panel light. This glass piece makes an excellent backsplash. Simply point this to the light button, turn on your gas, and you have flames. Shut that back off. You do have a fan and lighting here. Come over to your fridge here. Inside your fridge at the top, inside the freezer part, is where you turn your fridge on. Hold this for a couple seconds to turn on. Now there's two settings. Auto. Auto means that you are hooked up to electricity. It's running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, it goes to gas. Simply release this button to be running off just gas. Hold that for a couple seconds to shut it off. Come around your unit here. All your storage inside your island. Your big closet. Back here in the corner is your thermostat. Simply set the mode to fan, to cool, to heat. Here's where you up, raise and lower your temperature, and here's where you turn on just a fan. That directly down below your thermostat is going to be a 12-volt carbon monoxide detector. The reason I mention that this is 12 volt is because it's constantly running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, not hooked up to electricity, I recommend turning your battery disconnect off. That's up by your battery. I'll show you that when I get back outside. Otherwise, that will run your batteries down. You have some more furnace duct in 110. To the right of that, this black panel. Here's access panel to your breaker box and your fuse box. Looks like you have mostly 15s in there, 110. I highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. You can pick those up from our store as well. In the bathroom, I do want to mention that you have 110 with the GFCI breaker. You know where that's at. Here's your lighting for the bathroom. Also want to mention that around the back of your toilet, you do have some plumbing to keep an eye on. Just like at home, maintain your plumbing. Under your sink as well. Make sure you don't have any leaks. Everything's nice and tight. Remember, you are bouncing the house down the road. Things can get wiggled loose. Another register. Coming out here. You want to mention when you travel to strap down your chairs. They do have a safety strap. Real quickly, I'm going to show you how to set up your sofa into a bed. Just a trifold, pretty easy. Remove the cushions from the back. I recommend standing in the middle. Lift it up. Pull your legs out. Pull it towards you. And just lower the back. You need to turn your couch into another sleeping area. Reverse the process to go back to a couch. Again, standing in the middle gives you good leverage. I was going to tuck this away. Cushions Velcro on the back. And you're back to a sofa. Over here you do have your Furion sound system. This is a DVD player, CD player, USB, Bluetooth compatible, zones, so you can play your music indoors, outdoors, or both. Great system. Scully television. Talk about your microwave real quick. They're not just for looks anymore. So trick with these is when you're out camping somewhere and you're plugged in, instead of when it gets chilly using your gas, using your propane to heat it in here, go ahead and turn on this fireplace. This will warm it up in here quickly, and you'll use their electricity and not your gas. Different levels of the flames, different colors. Coming around back into your bedroom. Left this up to show you that you do have storage up underneath your bed. You also have a backer and TV connections should you want to hook a TV up in here. You also have a hand-controlled vent. This is wired for an air conditioning system. If you ever want to put an air conditioning system in here, it's already wired for it. Something unique on these bullets is back at the head of your bed, you have this storage up here with a couple 110s and USB ports. They are on both sides. They took into consideration people that have CPAP machines. That's why they've installed all this on here. You do have what they like to call a laundry chute. Set a laundry basket down your storage and simply drop the clothes through there. Or if you need to access your cooler, keep the cooler down in there. That about covers everything on the inside. I want to show you where your fire extinguisher is, or excuse me, your smoke alarm. It's right here in the ceiling above your sofa. What covers everything out here? Now let's go talk about dumping our tanks. I do want to mention too, there's a strap to put around your TV when traveling as well. When you bring in your slides, make sure this door is closed. Last thing you need is this slide catching on this door. Seems to be the only thing that would impede it. Again, store your chairs down. Over here, make sure that all your island drawers are closed before bringing in this slide. Show you how to put these steps up. A couple things about them. These are solid steps. They do have the adjustable legs down here on the bottom should you be on uneven ground. Simply lift it up. First and foremost, make sure your door is all the way open. So opening and closing so that this doesn't catch on here. Once it's in, all the way, turn your lock. That's going to lock that in there. For travel, I recommend closing your door, lift and turn this handle, and then deadbolt your door. Last thing you want is this popping open on where you're traveling down the road. So, next thing we're going to do, we're going to come out here and we're going to open up the air pressure out of the lines and then open up our hot water heater drain. We're going to head around to our off campsite. Before going over there, just below your hot water heater, by your tire, there's going to be your water drains. We're going to open both of those up. You can do this at the campsite. It's just water. It's not going to hurt anything. Now we're going to head around to the campsite, off campsite, and dump our freshwater tank. So as you come around to this side here, underneath is one more drain to pull. So we've drained our hot water heater, our two in the back, and one here. We're all set. So next thing we're going to do is drain our sewage. Sorry, before the sewage, we're going to go ahead and retract our power stabilizing jacks, close our slides, and head up to the dump station. At the front of your campsite, it's going to be a dump station. We're going to come to the back here. In your convenience pack is a sewage hose. They do sell bigger, stronger, longer ones in our store if you decide to purchase one. And hook up your sewage hose. Hook the other end into the ground. And the first thing we're going to do is pull our black tank. After you pull our black tank and it sounds like it's empty, leave that black tank handle pulled back up to your docking station. Again with your water pressure regulator. You're going to hook up to your tank flush. You can turn that on for about 5 minutes. What that's going to do is it's going to spray out your black tank, get that all nice and clean for you. After you've done that for 5 minutes, don't be in a hurry, get it sprayed out nicely. You're going to go ahead and shut off our water and unhook our. And lastly, to the back, close our black and pull our gray. Our gray is going to be our cleaner waters, our sinks and our showers, and that's going to clean your sewage hose out. Push your gray tank closed, put your sewer cap back on, take your sewage hose, come to your bumper, squeeze and pull, and store your sewage hose conveniently and sanitarily in your bumper. Great place for it. Again, thank you for your purchase. Thank you for putting trust in TradeWinds. We hope you enjoy your camper for many years to come. As we like to say here, happy camping.